Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon for this sheet and a whole bunch more, and like and subscribe so everyone will calm down next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Claude, certified hot boy and the only house leader who doesn't turn into a bloodthirsty murderer. I get that everyone has their preferences, but if I'm attending Garrick Mock and my fraternity options are Holy War, Anti-Holy War, or a bunch of nice kids and a foosball table, I'm picking the foosball table. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need bows and bows, which is a joke that only lands in my script because they're homonyms, but I'm saying diplomacy and archery. Next, we need to be really good at not getting hit. Claude gets to ride a dragon later, but his true superpower is being the fastest boy. I guess goal 3 is a dragon, if that's interesting to you. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just make sure you're keeping your multi-classing minimums in mind. There's quite a few here. Dexterity will be number 1. That'll get our armor class up, but also our archery class up. Try to get that S rank before the scrimmage. Charisma next. Everybody loves Claude, even though there's a bug in the game that only female Byleth can actually love Claude. That's gotta be a programming error, right? Wisdom after that. Claude's strategies generally depend on his acute ability to read people. Follow that up with intelligence. Even if you're not super duper into religion, you do understand religion, and history is fun. Constitution's a bit low. We're gonna take Claude up in the clouds so we don't have to sweat taking hits, and we'll dump strength. Staying on your mount is actually a dexterity save, and heavy weapon usage is based on size, not strength score. These are weird rules from 5e, but we'll take advantage of them, like Claude would. Claude is a human. He's marked, but there isn't a dragon mark that lets you heal when you hurt people. We'll get something for that later. For now, we're gonna go custom lineage to get a feat. Sharpshooter lets you ignore all but full cover with ranged attacks. You can fire at max range without disadvantage and take a -5 penalty to your attack roll to add 10 to the damage roll. Just say it's non-lethal giant damage, you know? Bump your dexterity with your 2 free points. Take religion for your skill of choice and the noble background for history and persuasion. Take your knowledge of the world's history and use it to tell your old classmates that they're gonna get everybody killed. We'll kick things off as a rogue because they get a lot of skills and Claude is a skilled boy. Take perception, insight, deception, and performance to dance well. That's the most important thing to do. We're actually not gonna use expertise on our performance, expertise being something that rogues get to double your proficiency bonus with 2 skills of your choice. We're gonna use that on perception and insight to see your enemy and see through them. Through their strategy. You don't get x-ray vision. I should make that clear. You also get sneak attack, letting you add a d6 of extra damage to 1 attack per round when you have advantage on the roll or an ally within 5 feet of them. Obviously, you get closer with your friends when you're literally closer to your friends. We'll bounce over to Warlock now, specifically a Hexblade, because we gotta get that good marking. Hexblades get Hexblade's Curse, letting you mark a creature to absolutely destroy them. Adding your proficiency bonus to the damage of your attacks against them, you critically hit on a 19 or a 20, and you heal your Warlock level plus your Charisma modifier when the creature dies. You can use this once per short rest, and it's kind of the only way to get a Crest of Regan without getting Vampiric Touch. And you have to touch people for Vampiric Touch. That's not shooting. You also get spells and cantrips. Shield lets you add 5 to your AC as a reaction, making you pretty difficult to land a hit on. Expeditious Retreat lets you dash as a bonus action for up to 10 minutes, helping you get advantage of your pretty stellar movement speed. For your cantrips, Friends lets you give yourself advantage on charisma checks with a person for a minute, but after that, they're gonna be mad. Do a little social maneuvering and use your info to play both sides, so you always come out on top. True Strike lets you remind your audience that every book in 5e contains content changes. Every new subclass changes how the game is played. So if you're only upset about changes that remove racist elements from the game, maybe you need to take a second and think about why you like those elements so much. It also gives you advantage on a weapon attack next round if you don't have a better way to get your sneak attack on. Dang, only 1 multi-class? That's kinda sad. You should get some ranger levels. First level rangers get another skill like animal handling. Some people can ride horses well, other people can't. Canto. Is it Canto or Kanto? I don't know. You get Favored Foe, letting you pick a creature to deal an extra d4 of damage to with your attacks for 1 minute, depending on your concentration, an amount of times per day equal to your proficiency bonus for another way to add some extra oomph to your shots. You also get Canny, letting you give yourself expertise in another skill. I think Deception is fitting since you're a master of social manipulation. Second level rangers get a Fighting Style. Archery adds 2 to your attack rolls with ranged weapons, helping you make Sharpshooter nice and consistent. The damage is nice, but if there's a big accuracy penalty, it gets kind of sad. You also get some ranger spells. Hunter's Mark is like Favored Foe, but better in every way because Favored Foe used to be Hunter's Mark. It gives you an extra d6 of damage to all weapon attacks against a creature, which will stack when we get extra attack, unlike Favored Foe. If you've got a legendary bow, a d4 is not going to cut it. Long Strider increases a target's movement speed by 10 feet for an hour, and it doesn't require concentration, so it actually pairs really well with Expeditious Retreat, or you could use it for a smaller speed boost with Hunter's Mark up. It's all about finding the right strategy, you know? Multi-classing Ranger with Warlock doesn't really complicate the spell slots you have. You basically just have 2 extra first level slots from Warlock, since you can cast Ranger spells with those slots and vice versa, which is nice. I want to cast Shield like a lot. Third level Rangers can choose a Ranger Conclave, and there's a relatively new Unearthed Arcana that lets a Ranger ride a dragon. I honestly never thought it would be so simple, but they found a way. That way is called the Drake Warden, giving you Draconic gifts so you can speak Draconic and cast Thaumaturgy to make your voice boom if you want to issue commands from across the map. Of course, that is not the reason to take Drake Warden. You're looking for a Drake Companion. This summons a small Drake buddy as an action that you can command with your bonus action. You use your proficiency bonus a lot, but in the interest of brevity, I'm calling it Peanut Butter. Its AC is 14 plus your Peanut Butter, its HP is 5 plus 5 times your Ranger level, and it's got 40 feet of speed. You can add your Peanut Butter to its Dexterity and Wisdom saving throws. Its stats are 16, 12, 15, 8, 14, and 8. It has 60 feet of dark vision and speaks Draconic. That means that you can have little secret conversations with it if nobody else in your party speaks Draconic. That's kind of fun. But hey, can you bite people with this dragon? You bet your bottom dollar you can. It's got 3 plus your Peanut Butter for attack rolls and deals 1d6 piercing damage, and your Peanut Butter in damage based on its Draconic essence. That's the type of dragon you summon: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. It's immune to that type of damage and can use its reaction to add a d6 of that damage to an ally's attack within 30 feet of it. Hey, that's another way to add damage to your shots, in addition to Hunter's Mark, Hexblade's Curse, Sharpshooter, and Sneak Attack for a single shot that can deal 1d8 plus 3d6 plus 16 total damage. Multiclassing can be good. It can do some good things. 4th level Rangers get our first ability score improvement at total level 6, because multiclassing is stupid and bad and you should never do it. Get your Dexterity modifier up as quickly as possible so the Sharpshooter shots are landing more frequently. To make them literally land more frequently, get the 5th level of Ranger going for extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks with your action instead of 1. Keep in mind, Sneak Attack, Favored Foe, and your Draconic damage buff can only pop once per turn for various reasons, but Hexblade's Curse, Sharpshooter, Hunter's Mark, and Magic Weapon can add damage to all of your attacks. Oh, Magic Weapon adds 1 to the attack and damage rolls of a weapon for an hour. If you're looking for raw damage, Hunter's Mark probably works a little bit better, but if you want accuracy to shoot more than once per round, Magic Weapon is a little bit better. Up to you. Again, Claude is all about figuring out the right strategy. 6th level Rangers get Roving for a 5-foot speed boost and the ability to climb and swim with your normal movement speed. More movement speed means it won't take as much time to realign. It's another reference to Drake and Josh. Speaking of Drake, 7th level Drake Wardens get Bond of Fang and Scale, so you get resistance to your Drake's damage type, and the Drake gets a flying or swimming speed. Its bite attack also adds a d6 of damage from its elemental type. Brace yourselves, people, I'm about to critique Fire Emblem. It is so infuriating that you unlock a class that puts your soldiers on dragons, and then they attack with an axe or a bow and not the dragon. Why? Why put a dragon rider in the game, but you don't let the dragon eat? The dragons are hungry. Feed them. I guess at least the dragons are big enough to ride right away, unlike in Dungeons & Dragons where it's a small beast that you can't ride. 8th level Rangers get another ability score improvement. Round up your Dexterity and your Wisdom modifier for better shooting and better Ranger spells. Actually, we're about to get a Ranger spell that does use your Wisdom modifier finally, so here we go. 9th level Rangers can learn 3rd level Ranger spells like Conjure Barrage, forcing a Dexterity saving throw of 8 plus your proficiency bonus and Wisdom modifier on creatures in a 60-foot cone, dealing 3d8 damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed. This will really let you spread that love if you find yourself surrounded. Surrounding Claude is maybe the worst strategy late game enemies have. They just keep running up, missing, and getting shot. If you aim for the King of Unification, you better not miss. 10th level Rangers get Nature's Veil to turn invisible as a bonus action until the start of your next turn, an amount of times per day equal to your Peanut Butter score. Did I just say peanut butter? If I did, I'm leaving it in. It's funny. Anyway, this lets you give your enemies disadvantage to hit you and even shield as a reaction to be harder to hit. It's a good time. You also get Tireless, letting you give yourself temporary HP equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier and amount of times per day equal to your peanut putter score. That's right, now I'm saying it on purpose. Peanut putter shirts on sale soon. Anyway, Tireless isn't very good at level 10. The best part of it is taking away levels of exhaustion with short rests. I could see Claude slamming Red Bulls the night before a test because he didn't even buy the textbook until the day before the big archery exam. It's archery. Just pull the string back and watch the bad guys do their best porcupine impression. It's not hard. 11th level Drake Wardens can breathe fire, or acid, or cold. Not really a thing that Claude can do, but hey, guess what? It's okay if you get extra stuff in the D&D version as long as you get all the actual character stuff too. Drake's Breath lets you or your dragon force a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 30-foot cone, dealing 6d6 dragon damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed. You can use this once per day for free. After that, you're going to be spending 3rd level spell slots, but it's actually a pretty good use of your slots, especially after you hit the 15th level here, and that damage bumps up to an 8d6, effectively making it a cone-shaped fireball. 12th level rangers get an ability score improvement, raise your wisdom score. That'll help you with your dragon stuff and your spell stuff, but for more in character reasons, it'll help you with insight and perception to better understand and take down your foes. 13th level rangers get 4th level spells. Freedom of movement lets a creature ignore difficult terrain. Their movement speed can't be reduced, including restraining or paralyzing effects, and you can break out of non-magical shackles with 5 feet of movement. It lasts for an hour, doesn't require your concentration, and helps you move across the map to make sure that you get more XP than everyone else in the class. 14th level rangers get Vanish, letting you hide as a bonus action. You can't be tracked by non-magical means. Boy howdy. Late game ranger really gets exciting stuff. Your favorite foe die also bumps up to a d8 here, so I guess it can technically deal more damage in a single shot than Hunter's Mark, but Hunter's Mark works with extra attack, so it's still better. I hope we get something cool next level. 15th level Drake Wardens get the coolest ability in Dungeons & Dragons history with Perfected Bond, making your Drake large, adding another 2d6 of the elemental damage to its bite attack, and you can use your reaction to give your Drake or yourself resistance to that instance of damage whenever they take damage within 30 feet of each other. It might not be the most powerful ability in all of Dungeons & Dragons, but it's flying on a dragon. That's the coolest thing you can do, other than calligraphy, of course. Bouncing back over to Rogue now, 2nd level rogues get Cunning Action, letting you dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action. Hey, you could do 1/3 of this from the 14th level of Ranger. That's rough. It also becomes an issue with you wanting to ride your dragon since it takes its turns directly after yours and you can't use them to make them dash, so why the hell did we come back to Rogue? Well, it's for Rogue level 3 and roguish archetypes like Mastermind, giving you Master of Intrigue for disguise kits, forgery kits, and one set of gaming skills of your choice. That's right. Claude is officially a gamer. It makes sense. Fire Emblem is basically thirsty chess. You can also use it to mimic people's voices after a minute of listening to them for strategic or comedic value. You're also a master of tactics, letting you use the help action as a bonus action, and with 30 feet of range, helping you help your soldiers help you help yourself. 3d6 sneak attack damage also helps. You also get Study Aim, letting you give yourself advantage on one attack as a bonus action as long as you don't move. If you're hovering right outside of everyone else's range, that might not be a bad move. Our capstone is the 4th level of Rogue, letting us get our wisdom up just a little bit higher so you can make big acid breath attacks, or you could just do better with your wisdom checks since you do so many of those. Either or. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you can fly and shoot things from up to 600 feet away. So if anyone wants to fight you, they either have to have 600 feet of range themselves or a flying speed. You can also do very consistent damage with Hunter's Mark, Sharpshooter, Hexblade's Curse on every shot to give you 2d8 plus 2d6 plus 42 damage in a single round, plus another d6 from your dragon and probably 2d6 sneak attack. Finally, you also have a bunch of skills to help you get things done without violence. You are trying to be the neutral party after all. For weaknesses, you're pretty low on HP, so if someone finds a method of hitting you, they could take you down pretty quickly. You also didn't get to cap off your wisdom modifier because of weird multi-classing keeping you from getting all the ability score improvements you could. Drop the Hexblade level at home. Crests aren't really that important. Finally, Drake Warden doesn't really get going until level 15 when you can actually fly on your dragon. So hopefully you're playing in a high level game, or maybe there's just like a time skip. Ready your bow, hop on your dragon, and lead your squad to victory. Just make sure you're prepared for your enemies to hit you eventually. The Black Eagles have to be able to fly, right? Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon for this sheet and a whole bunch more, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.